me try that again. Yeah. Nice. Yeah, right. Yeah. And I was wondering if everything was okay here tonight. Yeah. Hope everyone is having a wonderful night. My name is Sheldon Scott. I'm here with you up until the 10 o'clock hour. It's now 6 minutes after the hour of 8 o'clock on the Spice Isle of Grenada. And on the damaged but beautiful islands of Carriacou and Petit Martinique. Broadcasting from Talking Point Studios. Yeah, you know we start the week, huh? Tell a friend to tell a friend to tell a friend. Talking Points is on. Saying a special good night to all of you listening via the various mediums. Good night to you, Joyce. I see you. Good night to all of you on the YouTube. Good night to all of you on the Facebook. And good night to all the listeners joining us via 91.9, 91.5 FM. Just want you all, let me know if you all are hearing clearly. You know, it's the first day for the week, so we have to make sure everything is working properly, yeah? Everything is not working properly inside here, but yeah, I know what to do. Okay, so yeah, just as I thought, the music is filtering through while I was speaking. Yeah, just wanted to make sure everything is going okay. Fadu, blessings, brother. Yeah, that's what I was wondering because for some reason my music button isn't working, you know. Yeah, for some reason it's just not working normally. Yeah, so I think I would, yeah, let me just deal with that there. Nice. Let me see if I could bring my voice up a bit. Yeah, and fix my voice a bit. Nice. That should be better. And the music, I'm gonna have to leave off the music because yeah, for some reason my music button isn't working properly tonight. I don't know why. I'm not able to increase or lower the volume of the music. I have to hit the mute, and even when I hit the mute, it's leaking through and you all are hearing it. So we gotta forget that for tonight. So yes, indeed, good night to all the listeners via 91.9, 91.5 Real FM, or listeners out there in Brooklyn, yeah, via We Noise Radio. Good night to you, Wade. Good night to all of you listening out there in the Grenadian diaspora. Those of you listening in North Carolina, yeah, those of you listening in North Carolina, yeah, they kind of say if all you don't do all you have to do, a certain man go win the election that coming up in America. Are we talking about America election here? Yeah, North Carolina. Yeah, they say all you're real important. So all you know all you have to do. Because they say if you all ain't do what you're supposed to do, yeah, right. Just telling you all. Yes, indeed. And let's say a special good night to our friends out there in Washington, D.C. Yeah, not Washington State. I don't know if it's anybody listening in Washington State, but Washington, D.C. We say a special good night to all of you. Those of you down there in Florida, the Florida listeners, we hope that you all are having an exceptionally special night tonight. And all the listeners out there in, yes, there are some of you in Arizona, those of you in California, those of you in Texas. Yeah, there are lots of Grenadians out there in Texas. And we want to say a special, glorious Grenadian good night to each and every one of you. Hope that you all are having a fabulous night and hope it continues in that way. And of course, we are on it with talking points tonight. Yeah. And you know what? But I wonder where that thing. I have something here. Where you disappear, man? I have something I want to read and think, you know. Yeah, I have something I want to read and think. Let me put up a little bit of music still and then I go. Yeah, I'm still trying to work out that issue with the music here. Yeah, folks, I was hearing this afternoon that the Grenada workers are on strike. Yes, there seems to be some industrial action that has been taken by the Grenada workers. I know for the better part of the day, there were some parts in the south of the island that had no electricity for the better part of the day. And part of the reason outside of the weather system that we had that passed by this morning were that the guys were on strike, so they wasn't coming out to fix any problem that it had outside there. We had some serious lightning and thunder down in the south of the island today. I know other parts of the island had similarly. One of the things that sort of concerned me a lot today was the situation as obtains to our brothers and sisters out there in Carriacou and Petit Martinique due to that weather system today. I was getting some stories. No, I didn't forget the workers in Grenada already. I was getting some stories coming out of Petit Martinique and Carriacou of some really, really, really bad situations out there. Yeah? I don't know if it is a situation, and again, I'm going to say I don't know if it's a situation that some folks did not put up the tent in the proper manner. In some instances, some folks did not put up the tent in a proper place. So there was the situation where many folks had the tent but was getting wet today. And then you had other people who have on the tarpaulin on their place and they were getting wet today. So you were hearing the stories coming in from different people in Petit Martinique and in Carriacou. So it's not just in Carriacou, in Petit Martinique and in Carriacou, of people and the situation that they were going through today with that heavy rain. And every time you hear rain falls, it's something that all of us become extremely concerned with what is going on with our brothers and sisters in Carriacou. I can't sit down here on the mainland, high and dry, when the rain is falling, not have to worry about getting wet and that sort of thing, and not cast a thought to my family, my relatives, my friends, even people that I don't know personally, but I may have met, I may have seen, or I know of, that are in Carriacou and that are getting wet. I mean, any human being, the consideration will be there of what is going on with those folks out there in Carriacou and in Petit Martinique. Yes? And folks, the phone lines are open because it is Monday night and the phone lines are open. So just to let you know, you can call at any time, 440-7377, 347-329-3101. Fadu! Good night, bro. Yeah, 440-7377 and 347-329-3101. Those are the numbers that you can call to get onto the inside of tonight's program. There's a particular issue I want to speak about, but I don't want to speak about it too early. I'm letting everybody get in. So tell everybody come in. Yeah, understand how you think does go. Yeah, tell everybody there to come in. Nice? Yeah. Meanwhile, let me pull this clip.
From a hear the voice, Alex Soos on the wall here. Come and find. There is a home, golden summer, bright mansion away spill in the sky. Oh, you can enter.
Yes, indeed, folks. Remember the phone number 440-7377
This golden city
and 347-329-3101.
just repent and be baptized.
Yeah, so the Grand Lake workers are on strike. Apparently, there was some move to dismiss 2 workers or to not rehire 2 workers, some sort of situation like that. I'm pretty sure we'll hear the union speaking on that, yeah?
There is a home,
Didn't get the full story, but I could confirm that they were on strike. I don't know if they continue to be on strike, yeah? But I know that at the time of me speaking to 1 or 2 of them, and that was around a little after 6. Yeah, they were on strike at that point in time. We have a call on. Hello? Hello, good night.
Good night, Mr. Sheldon.
Whoa. Cammy, I'm not sure what is happening with this system here tonight. Let me see if I... Whoa. I don't know what is happening here. Oh boy. Yeah, there definitely is a problem, a bug in the system tonight. Because I am trying to take the call from Cammy there, and I'm not sure what is happening. Let me try one more.
I get in a blue
okay.
as if, I don't know.
Again, you're good
Well,
now.
I'll call back.
No, don't call back. Again, you're good now. Go right ahead. Cammy, again, you're okay now. Go right ahead. Hello? Oh boy, yeah, I think I got the problem. Cammy, give me a call back. Give your boy a call back. I doesn't get to see Cammy as much as I want to see her these days. I think we have gotten to the... Yeah, I think I've gotten to the problem there. Yeah, there. Right, nice. 440-737. Cammy, give me a call back. 440-7377. 347-329-3101. Yeah, so... Let me see. Yes. Oh, right. Nice. Yes, so give me a call back now, Cammy. Right. I think that should be her now. Hello, good night.
Yes, good night, Mr. Scott.
I'm hearing you perfect now. Go right ahead.
You know, because I'm getting a funny noise in my head.
Yeah, it was
I
on my
want
end.
to say good night to the Talking Point family, home and abroad. And special good night to a gentleman by the name of Claudius Mitchell.
Of course.
Also to,
No, I said of
also
course.
to Mr. Peter David and the rest of the team. Sheldon, watch, Grenadians, some people, oh God, something wrong with them. You know, here some people, they do your business and they forget their business. I didn't arrest today. Everybody coming and telling me all kind of things about who resign this party mash up. And you know, your NNP supporters come in and talk stupidness to me. They torment me, Sheldon, for the day. A lot of them, and I want them to stop. I want some of y'all that's listening tonight to stop from harassing me. Please. And leave Kit Mitchell alone. All you have a problem. Take care of your problem. Some of you are in the sea. All you have all your own problem. Fix all your problem. and leave NNP people alone. Now we fix the problem for we.
Hello? Hello? Cammy? Oh boy, yeah, that one is not on my end though. I think that one come on her end. Yeah, and the internet itself, the phone lines, they've been giving problems all day. Before I left to come to studio, which is why I have to be doing something in the background here now. The internet service went down in my area, down in my part of Frequente. Yeah, the internet service went down there for quite an extended time earlier this afternoon. So I don't know if it's the lightning or what it is, but it is affecting some of the things. So folks, 440-737-7347-329-3101. You can also call us on the WhatsApp number. Yes, the WhatsApp is up and running. Yeah, did try to do some stuff over the weekend, but I don't know what's been going on with these things here. Hello?
You cut me off?
No, I don't know what happened there. All of a sudden, I just stopped.
I don't know.
But you go ahead, yeah.
I don't know what I'm saying. What I am saying, Mr. Scott, people have to stop harassing. I'm a big woman at 67 years. 67 years. And this is my choice. And it is my choice. And I think people must stop harass people. And the kind of thing they come in and tell me. You understand? I don't understand people. I don't understand some people in this country. Big people. They don't have nothing good to say. All you have to stop is hypocrisy. When I see Dr. Mitchell, when I see Mr. David, all you hugging them up and always want to say something. And then, behind the back, all you running all your mouth. Stop it! We all Grenadians. Leave us there, we take care of our business. And you all take care of your business. Take care of your business. Leave NNT people let us fight the battle for themselves. Let us fix the problem. I'm tired of some of y'all. And some of y'all too hypocrites. A little hypocrites. Some of y'all supporters. Stop it. You either use the NNT and you deal with NNT. Not 1 foot in and 1 foot out. My 4 foot is in. My 2 foot is inside the house. And I know it too. Forget it. I for real. I come here to you just for this for real. You know why? I know where I was, and I know what the party do for me. I'm not an ungrateful man. And if I have to run me out on NNT, God, you know, you know what to do. Or you have to stop that. You have to stand firm. Don't be like number 2. Stop it. And some of y'all, don't come and leave the bag in me, please. And don't come and sing by me and say nothing about Kitnichel. Because you know what happens? I will call all your names. I'm going to call all your names on the radio. I'm going to call it on Talking Point. I'll call it on Shaggy. I'll call it on Andrew. So you don't come. Don't come in nothing. Yeah. Good night to everybody. I don't like them stupid niggas right now. I don't like it. I don't like it at all. Yeah. Dr. Mitchell is a good person. He's a perfect. He makes mistakes, right. We always make mistakes, but he's a good person. You have love for poor people. You have love for people. You understand? Peter, the man I love for. I work with Mr. David. Mr. Scott. I work with Peter Charles David in America when nobody didn't want to give me a hope. I work with him in that law office. He left me in America working and come and sing the bar in Grenada here. So that's 2 man. Any one of y'all come to talk any stupidness and I'm going to cuss all you so bad, eh? Bad. I will tell you the things I don't know. So don't come. Don't come. Have a good night, Grenada. And this is Mr. Milton Scott. I stand firm with my party, the NNP party. I Camille. You hear me? Right. Have a good night.
All right. Thank you so
Mr.
much.
Watts, good night, and Patricia, good night. That was some tone back today, boy.
What?
Tone down like me.
I said the ground.
And good night, Mr. Sheldon Scott.
Yes, ma'am.
I want nothing from nobody. God is good to me. And I have good friends who call me and give me good words of consolation. Have a good night to everybody. I love everybody. I don't want nobody I don't hate. I don't like something that some people is doing, and I will say I don't like them. I don't say I hate. Right? The government is not doing the right thing, and I don't like them for what they're doing to the poor people in this country. Good night.
All right. Thank you, Kavi. Yes, indeed. 440-7377. That's 440-7377 and 347-329-3101. And folks, I just want to read a statement here from the Leader of His Majesty's Opposition. And it goes, Leader of His Majesty's Opposition, Dr. the Right Honorable Keith Mitchell, extends appreciation to Senators Neelan Franklin and Senator Katisha Douglas for their service to the Upper House of Parliament, and take this opportunity to extend very best wishes to them in all their future endeavors. Both senators have expressed their intention not to continue in this role from the 1st of October 2024. According to Dr. Mitchell, the New National Party has a track record of providing opportunities to women and youth to serve at the highest levels of decision-making in our country, and it will continue to invest in many more women and youth, whether in government or opposition. As the appointments of both senators expire on September 30th, I will make 2 new appointments effective October 1st, 2024, says Dr. Mitchell. These strategic appointments will be part of the ongoing process to reorganize the party, to prepare for the upcoming general election, and for the opportunities ahead to lead Grenada into the future. End of release. All right? So that is a release by Leader of His Majesty's Opposition, Dr. the Right Honorable Keith Mitchell.
In the sky, it wasn't. Yeah, just repent and
And we have a call online. Hello, good night.
Sheldon, I'm sorry, I apologize to call back. But you know something? I feel so bad. I don't speak to you, and I'm sorry I forgot to say good night to Mr. Matthew. Matthew, I love you, and good night. I'm so upset.
Oh,
and I just forgot to say good night to you, sir.
What's this, so Matthew? We excusing you.
Hey, I'm sorry.
My boy, Matthew.
Mr. Campbell, good night. I forgot I was so upset with these people. They cussing me about my food, they cussing me about chicken chest, and I was so upset. Matthew, darling, I got dumb talk. I said, oh, God, oh, good night, darling. Good night, Sabu.
All right, my dear.
You tell him good night to Sheldon. Bye-bye.
Okay, my dear.
And Mr. Watt and Miss Watt. Yeah, all right.
All right, my dear.
Sorry, just took our Roxanne.
No problem. Thank you. Yeah, once it's for Matthew, we mine. Yeah, Matthew's my real, when I tell you soldier, that's one of my real soldiers. So once it's a call back to tell Matthew, but I thought she did, because usually I'd pick up and say, remember Matthew? But I really thought that she did say good night to him. So Matthew, we sorry, we apologize. Good night to you and Patty. All right. 440-7377, 347-329-3101. Now let me say this. I've been listening very intently to all that was being said over the weekend by various individuals. And I am wondering if these individuals really know what they're talking about and they're trying to fool people, or they don't know what they're talking about and trying to look like they know about what they're speaking about. Senator Neelan Franklin and Senator Katisha Douglas are moving on from the Senate so that you can have 2 people that will come in. Now, you're going down to the halfway mark of the NDC administration. Yeah? You're going down to the halfway mark of the NDC administration. Even without going down to the halfway mark, they can call a general election at any time. They could call a general election tonight if they want to. The Prime Minister could just go by the Governor General and he could call a general election now. Whether he would do that is up to him. He can go to the Governor General next week after, whenever, and he can call a general election. As such, the New National Party will have to make sure that they put forward their candidates and so on. So the NNP, being not just the political party, but the institution that the New National Party is, keeping its eye on the happenings and being mindful of the time, has made the decision that you will have a change over in the Senate. And this is nothing new. This is nothing strange. We were heading to general elections in 2018. In 2016, where you were coming around the halfway mark. That is when people like myself came out of the Senate. I wasn't going to be no candidate on behalf of the New National Party. I wasn't going to run for any seat in any part of Grenada or so on. You was not going to see my name on a ballot. So when Dr. Mitchell spoke to me and he said, well, listen, we want to bring in, you know what time it is, we want to bring in, you have your role you have to play, so you go play your role there. And we are bringing in, at that time, it was Pamela Moses. So Sister Pam came in and she was successful at the poll. She won the seat. So I came out of the Senate. I wrote, not to anybody but the Governor General, I wrote to the Governor General and removed myself from the Senate. And it didn't even have to be done like that. Dr. Mitchell could have easily just revoked. The Right Honorable Keith Mitchell didn't have to do it like that. He didn't even have to tell me anything. Because he is the one that makes the appointments. So whether you're in opposition, so as opposition leader, he makes the appointments, or in government, you make the appointments of the different senators. When the time comes and you want to revoke the appointments, you revoke. And we are talking like the revocation that took place the other day with former Senator Lacrette, where the Prime Minister said he lose trust in him. Dr. Mitchell made it very clear publicly when I came out of the Senate that we were making changes as you were gearing up towards a general election. Then remember, I'm trying to remember, Senator, the Honorable Brenda Hood at the time, came out of the Senate for then Senator Kate Lewis to go into the Senate. And she was going to be a candidate. Mrs. Hood was not going to be a candidate in any general election. She knew she was not going to be a candidate. I knew I wasn't going to be a candidate. And you know that you come up on the halfway mark. So it is time for some people to step out of the Senate to give the people who are going to be in the parliament, who you know you're sending as candidates, to get the opportunity to get the feel of being in parliament and learning the procedures in parliament, etc. So in my case, I was replaced by Miss Pamela Moses. In the case of then Senator Brenda Hood, she was replaced by Kate Skeeter Lewis. And Kate has been consistently winning her seat and so on. Yes, we know what happened with Sister Pam the last election. But Sister Pam was successful when I stepped out of the Senate and she replaced me. And that's not the only time you have that. You see, if other parties want to move Wadam Bam, that is them. Because they're out there without knowing what's taking place in the New National Party and they're making all kind of talk. And you know what problem is that some of us as New National Party supporters taking their talk and spreading it as though it's big war. No, this is what happens. Listen, the last sitting of the Senate and the House of Representatives was the last sitting of that session. In other words, you are going to see a release coming out from the government of Grenada anytime within the next 2 weeks, 14 days or so. You will see a release coming out from the government of Grenada, well, the Governor General, saying that Parliament has been prorogued. Yeah? Parliament being prorogued means you're gone on recess. And then you have the reading of the throne speech, which usually comes around in about October. You have the reading of the throne speech, And then you have the next parliamentary year, which would extend from October and goes to about August of next year. Right? August, September of next year. That's the length of the next parliamentary session. Yeah, so you could have the third session of the fourth parliament or the fifth session of the sixth parliament, whatever it is. So you're going into another session of the Grenada parliament starting in October and going up until about August. Then you will hear again, unless an election is called before that, you'll be hearing that parliament has been prorogued, which just means that you suspend parliament temporarily and you start a new session of parliament. Yeah? It's like a new term. A new school term is about to start with parliament. Right? So at this point in time is the best time strategically to make any changes that you have to make. One, the NDC is right there upon the halfway mark. They're right there. Just December also, they'll be 2.5 out of 5. So they'll be on the halfway mark. So any political organization worth its salt will do what the NNP is doing. You organize, you're having different activities. I know there's a women's activity for Sunday. You'll get some more information by tomorrow in relation to that. And there are other activities that are coming up soon. There are other activities that are coming up soon. Sooner rather than later. Yeah? And it's not the people outside of the NNP who are going to be telling you what's happening with the NNP. We in the NNP will be telling you what's happening with the NNP. Because those outside have no positive intention. They want to create confusion. They want to juke confusion. Because the present NDC administration, they believe that they cannot win a general election based on anything that they do right now. The only way they're lazy and sit down looking to win an election is they're hoping that the new national party falls apart. They're hoping that you have a set of confusion and fight with the NNP so that you could break up the NNP vote because this one is voting because they're supporting that one and that one is voting because they're supporting that one. That is what they want. Because they know straightforward. New National Party going against the NDC in a general election now. That they have not done anything of substance. In all the time that they have been in office, they have done nothing of substance to be able to go back to the Grenadian people and say, vote for me again. They know that. So they are the ones that out there, and you realize that their activists are the one. Why are you sending me stuff that the activists say in relation to an issue like this? No, if it's Dr. Mitchell say it, if it's somebody in the NNP say it, is one thing. But you telling me, giving me information from why? Who are there to give me information what's going on in my party? I mean, come on, man. So I see some people getting scared and some people, no. Ask Kate Skeeter-Lewis Peters. When she entered the Senate, and that would have been 2017 or late 2016 or 2017 when she entered. Ms. Brenda Hood went. She wrote a letter of resignation to the Governor General after discussions with Dr. Mitchell. She wrote a letter of resignation and Sister Kate came in. Yeah. He had his discussions with me. Said, well, look, this is what we're doing. You know we have the election coming up in due course. You have a role to play. Play your role. And I think I was upset or vexed or anything. No, I want my party win. So if it means I have to step aside from doing something for my political organization, who I know is the best political organization on this island, who I know for a fact have the most competent people for ensuring that proper governance takes place in Grenada, and who can run ministries properly and who can come up with the proper ideas for the development of Grenada. So you think I would have the opportunity now to step aside and allow somebody to come in to help my government, my party, to stay in government, and I go get on and say, no, I ain't doing it, and vex and no. So you're simply seeing a transition into a new national party that is ensuring that it is ready for general elections. But there are still things and work to be done. Because as much as we speak it here every week, as much as some of you go to sessions and hear it being said, as much as some of you know historically that it has to be done, some of you ain't checked the voters list yet. I go do it tomorrow, I go do it tomorrow, I go do it tomorrow. Some of you still have not checked the voters list. You have not helped to canvass. Those of you that know how to canvass and know about canvassing, you have not yet put yourself forward and said, here am I ready to help. But you're studying what people outside they're saying. Let them talk. Because they believe the only way that they can return to office is that they cannot face a full-strength, normal, new national party. They have to face an NNP that in confusion. So all you're reading that, when the present Prime Minister could stand up in the Parliament and trying to tell NNP who to put as the political leader, he's trying to create confusion. You think he want the best for the new national party? Come on, man. We have to be serious than that. We have a call online. Hello, good night.
Yeah. Good night, Sheldon.
Hey, brother.
Well, Sheldon, I was just laughing because what I'm just calling to I'm very surprised tonight because when you say that the Grenada workers on strike and the trade union, so I wonder. I say, wait now. Well, thank God the trade union wake up and smell the coffee. Because it's not only for one set of workers in the country. There are a lot of workers in the country that the trade union have to take the forefront, right? And they're not studying the workers. So I'm glad to see now that it starts somewhere. And I hope they keep it up. Because, Sheldon, things are getting worse and worse and worse in the country. Sheldon, when you travel around the country to see the hopelessness with the young people. Look at the block nowadays. Those young people on the block, there is nothing to do, no programs. In NNP days, I remember the programs here, the young people training here, this, that. They're busy getting themselves into society, back into society, some of them, and back into work. Now look what's happening. Look what's happening to the young people in the country here now, Sheldon. It's alarming to see all these young people just on the block. Some of them sit at home. You understand? They are frustrated, right? And the government, listen to me, the Ministry of Youth, is there a Ministry of Youth? Tell me something. I mean, my heart is go out to the young people in this country. This is the problem that we have to talk about. The situation with the gas price again, the high cost of living in the country, oh God. It's time now for the government to sit down and do the work. All right.
Okay, brother. Yeah, and that's the thing. If they want you to focus on other things. The new National Party is doing what it has to do. The new National Party is organizing itself. But we all have a part to play. So yes, okay, I'm here. I'm putting out information and so on. I am taking concerns and all of that's one thing. But all of us have a part to play, whether it's encouraging somebody to get registered. Because remember, in the space of time that these folks have been in office, they already have 8,000 something people through the passport program, 8,000 plus through the passport program, and these people can vote. If they know what they're doing, they can. So understand what is going on here. You have them actively getting people out of the diaspora to come and register. People who have not been living in Grenada, have not been visiting Grenada and according to the electoral rules ought not to be registered, and they are getting these folks, bringing them to Grenada and getting them registered. And remember, on election night, the party that wins is the party that have more votes than the other party, you know. Whether the votes come from the diaspora or they come locally, or they come from people in the CBI program, wherever the votes come from, on election night, when the final count is made, whoever have more than the other one is who win. Just remember that. So we have to pay attention to what is going on. We cannot take our eye off the electoral process and the electoral office. We can't do that. But they want you to do that. They want you to focus. They want to say all kind of things. Ask yourself, if they're always attacking Dr. Mitchell, there must be a reason they're always attacking Dr. Mitchell. There must be a reason. They want to remain in office. Look at the people talking. Listen to the people that are talking. Watch who it is putting out all sorts of information. You think that they like Dr. Mitchell? You think that they like the New National Party? You think they like you, the supporters of the New National Party, or even those of you that listen that don't support the New National Party, you think they like you? They are afraid of Dr. Mitchell. They are concerned that Dr. Mitchell, with all his knowledge, once he's involved in an electoral process in Grenada, is going to be near impossible to beat, especially with the lack of performance that they have. They can't show a single project for the time that they've been in office. For the 26 months, 16 days that they have been in office, they cannot show you a single new project except the Send Home project. They cannot show you a new project. And now, you have the trade unions have started coming out and speak about some of the things that are going on in the country right now. Let me see if I could find one of them there. Let me see if I could find that trade unionist to talk there. Yeah, because right now, so you're hearing about what's going on with the workers there at the at Grenada. On Friday, I was hearing some statements being made by the president of the teachers union. I wonder if you come through properly.
A major devastation, such like a hurricane, and the impact of over in Carriacou and Matnik and the Ministry of Education have never had a dialogue, a conversation, all right, with the Grenada Union of Teachers on the way forward. And that's the situation that we face. How do we go forward? What do we do? What is the planning? Not only for Carriacou and Matnik, but even for the reopening of school. Never had a discussion with also a conversation met with the Grenada Union of Teachers to say, well, this is the plans that we have. How can we work together? How can we go forward with education? And this is our concept.
So the president of the teachers union is saying to you, now, he is the bargaining agent. He's the person responsible for teachers. Government ought not to go to teachers directly. Yeah? They are supposed to go to teachers through their union. And he's saying, for the teachers who are in Carriacou right now, the teachers who are there, and I know some of you listen to the program, so those teachers who are in Carriacou, that they have not been spoken to, they have not been told, government hasn't spoken with them, or engaged them through their union to hear their views on what is taking place, to get direction in relation to what is taking place in Carriacou and Matnik right now when it comes to education. Because it's not as simple as just reopen the schools in Carriacou. It's not just as simple as some of us may think to just reopen the schools in Carriacou. Let's hear some more from the president of the teachers union, because the union, you know, back in the days of the New National Party, something like that happened, I could guarantee you that they would have strike already. But it seemed like they forget how to strike. Yes, so no protest and thing. When is Mayday, attack NNP and Dr. Mitchell. The same man that talking there. Attack the New National Party and Dr. Mitchell. Don't go and talk about what teachers want and what workers want and that kind of thing. They spend their time attacking the people that are not even in government. Yeah, that's who they spend their time attacking. I don't know what is on with all the the equipment tonight. No, my goodness. Now the clips machine isn't working. Yeah, everything going. I mean, it must have been that lightning and stuff today. Probably it affected it negatively. Yeah. But yeah. So instead of focusing on what is happening, when come May Day, you would think there is a new national party in office. So you heard from him complaining that the government of Grenada, the Ministry of Education, is not engaging with the teachers in Carriacou in relation to the way forward. They have not engaged with them in relation to a timeline for the reopening of school, what would be necessary for the reopening of school and so, and some of the peripheral items. Transportation, as he was mentioning, one of the problems is in relation to transportation, that there are no buses and so on as before. Many of the buses have been destroyed. Many of the vehicles have been destroyed. That usually, even for the students, as some of you may know, when it comes to Petit Martinique, they usually come over, the students, the secondary school students come over from Petit Martinique to go to school on Carriacou, but the jetty has been destroyed. So you have all of these peripheral issues. You have the issue, as he also mentioned, and I'm not saying it as though it's me, I'm saying what he said because the clip's not working right now is why I'm just saying it. He also spoke about the fact that they have taken all the debris and put them in the playing fields. And all the playing fields are near to schools. And therefore, if school restarts and the children want to play, and they go and they play around the debris, you run the risk of them getting impaled with different things and being damaged and getting cuts and so on. Also, that the debris is going to bring with it rodents and other pests. So you're going to have the problem with the mosquitoes, you're going to have the problem with rats and cockroaches, etc. because they have put these in these locations. He also spoke to the water issue. There is a serious water issue on the islands of Carriacou and Petit Martinique. Serious water issue. You think if Carriacou people had the normal setup and so on, that rain today, they're loving that. Because all cistern full and everything, they're good to go. And especially with the dry spell that we've had recently, we have to be careful because it looks as though we're going to be staring down some more of those heat waves, those dry spells going there, which means we may be entering 2025 without the normal volume of water that we have, and again end up in a situation that we have to be having water rationing and everything. Oh, what's the matter with this machine today? It's just shut down on me now. Yeah. Water rationing and all of those sort of things. So we have to be careful. So it's not just a situation of you just reopen school. Is there an alternative to reopening the schools at this point in time where the children do not fall back academically because they are not engaged at some level? Is there something that can be done now? Can you provide the tablets that have a SIM card in them so that even though there may not be internet in an area and there may not be electricity in an area, but can the students be provided with tablets, just for the students of Carriacou and Petit Martinique, tablets with SIM cards? They're given specific times where the teachers would come online and teach groups of children and take their reports and everything online. So you have to provide the teachers with their laptops and so with the same capability, and provide the students. So at least they would be able to access the internet, they'll be able to do different things. Has that been looked into? Did they speak to the teachers and find out if that's a possibility, if the teachers could work with that? No. But if it was the new national party doing them, you would hear them. You have with the Public Workers Union, they had a press conference last week. And with their press conference that they had last week, they spoke about the issue of the new pension plan that's being put in place where civil servants are going to have to pay a little something into a new pension plan. The date for the implementation is the 1st of October. In other words, just in a couple weeks. So come the 1st of October, they are going to be getting their salary minus that payment towards the new pension plan. They're also concerned, and I heard Mr. Grimes speaking on it, But they're also concerned that one of the issues that they are facing as a trade union is that with this new thing that they're putting in place there, they're saying that the age of retirement for somebody in the civil service is 65. And according to the law in place in Grenada right now that has not been repealed, a civil servant can retire at the age of 60, not 65. That has not changed. So for the folks who are in the public service, they can still retire at the age of 60 because eventually through the NIS, they're trying to raise the thing up to 65. I think it's at 61 or 62 right now. And they're trying to raise it to 65. But for people within the public service, that doesn't apply. There's a law in place that says that they can retire at the age of 60. And in some instances, as low as 55 if they meet certain criteria. And you can even have people retiring even younger than that. Yeah, you can have people retiring even younger than that, according to a specific rule. But I ain't going to go into that rule tonight. No, too much people go. I ain't going to go into that one. But folks, the phone lines are open 440-7377-347, 329-3101. For some reason, all the systems are giving some sort of problem. If it's not the board itself, it's this, and I think it's the lightning that we had today that is probably affecting all of these things. In fact, my machine is still trying to restart for the longest period of time there. It's been trying to restart. I'm trying to force it right now because all the clips are on that machine. 440-7377, 347-329-3101. We have a call online. Hello, good night.
Pleasant good night to you, Sheldon.
Hey, how you doing, Pass?
You're the voice of one crying in the wilderness. How are you?
I'm good.
All right, Sheldon,
the technology
as it is present right now,
mm-hmm.
the Carriacou people are facing what you call a major problem. The rain had failed, and for the benefit of those people that are in tent, it was really chaotic today. And I think that it will continue because we're supposed to be getting rain even tomorrow, Wednesday, and beyond, based on the weather.
Mm-hmm.
But there are situations that taking place in Carriacou right now, which is really rather disturbing. That, as you know, that after burial pass, there are a lot of people that is not in a position to build back.
Mm-hmm.
Yet this government received $118 million and refuse to use that money for the purpose in which it has to be used for. So as a result of that, there are people who are in a position who can be able to rebuild back the house or rebuild the roof. So Sheldon, these people will come to Grenada and they will purchase the material, they will place it on the boat and return back to Carriacou. When these people collect the material from the boat and put it in their property to build back, what we find is happening that the people that is not in a position to rebuild, then they go in and steal the material. And what I'm telling you here, it is not alleged. It is a fact that people are stealing the materials from those people who come to Grenada and purchase the material to build the house, and that is concrete facts. And it is so sad that you tell me that if you receive all this amount of money, what the people is doing is wrong by stealing the materials from those who could afford to build back. But if this government had really put measure in place to give these people the assistance, do you think that they would have go and steal the material from those who could afford to rebuild a house, Sheldon Scott? It's really sad.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And what I need, people like Andy, and people like the minister, Mr. Kevin Andrew, stop going around Carriacou. I repeat, stop going around Carriacou and taking pictures of the people who build back the house and roof for themselves and put it up on the live and say Carriacou is moving where the rebuilding process is concerned. Stop doing that. That is highly dishonesty. And for the benefit of those of you on the island of Carriacou, I understand the situation. I understand that government is not assisting you. But I don't think it's a good habit to go to the people property that comes to Grenada and buy the material to build back the house, and you go in there and steal it. Please don't do that. I understand you're depressed because you're not getting the assistance from the government of Grenada. So sad, Sheldon Scott. So sad. Have a good night, man.
All right. Thank you very much, Pastor.
Yes, sir.
Yes, indeed. And the police officers, they say, even them, yes, the police officers have issues too. Because we hear now they're about to get a pay and grade, but they're telling them no retroactive. Which means those of you who have been in the Royal Grenada Police Force for many, 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 many years, and you ought to be getting your retroactive to cover at least a part of those years, that you will not be receiving that. So the only people who really benefiting in a significant way from the way that they're doing the pay and grade right now, really and truly, are those who just enter or those who just about to enter. Those are the ones that are going to benefit significantly from it. Because if they spend the same amount of time you spend, they're going to be making a lot more than you ever made. You might be on your way out now. So it's going to benefit those who have been there for an extended period of time. We have a call online. Hello?
Hey, Sheldon.
Hey, what go?
What going on?
Are they?
Boy, this pay and grade thing, it's a serious thing, boy. We, the ex-police officer, have to take action against this government. We work. Teachers got it. Public workers got it. We have to take action against this government. We can't let this thing go wrong like that. We have to. That is wrong. And if them stand up for that, they're crazy. We have to take action against this government for that. We can't let it go wrong like that. Honest.
Yeah, because
we work too hard.
You won't
you understand? Everybody gets it, and we try. One party to give us, they come in and tell us that they're not saying that.
No,
they're crazy.
Yeah, no retro.
That's craziness. We're not living it like that. Plus, I was looking at something in Union Island today with Mr. Ralph Gonzalez. He was talking about two schools, one in Canwan and one in Union Island. They take 3 weeks work night and day to prepare that school to get back the people back, to get the students back to school. And Carriacou can do that, Grenada can do that with this money they get to get the children back to school. They are crazy people.
Let me.
They are crazy people. This government is wicked. They are very mischievous. Watch. I have never seen a government so mischievous in this country as this one. Man, you say the other NDC were bad, but this one is the worst. Anyway, I'm listening to you, sir. Take care.
Great, thanks. I just want to be careful on something, because I know I saw something a little earlier today with Ralph Gonzalez. And I know that in some instances, some people kind of misunderstood. Now, I know that they're doing some schools on those islands, yes. I know that they're in the process of fixing, yes. But I also know that the old SU, St. George's University facility that they have on the main island, that they are utilizing there to bring some of the students from those islands, like Union Island and so, that they've retrofitted there so that they can have the students and so there so that they can go to classes on the main island. But I'll clarify that because I'm not too sure, I want to be careful. Yeah, I want to make sure that what I'm saying is correct. But I'll tell you, and I'll go further after this. Hello, good night. Hello.
Good night, sir.
Hey, good night, sir. How are you doing?
I'm blessed.
All right, you go right ahead.
Okay. There are a lot of people who are calling me trying to tell me what NN is supposed to do. NDC calling me and telling me what my party is supposed to do. Tell them, mind their own business. They can't mind their business, but they're trying to mind our business. Have a good night, sir.
All right. Thank you so very much, my brother. And let me read part of a release that was sent out by the negotiating team of the Royal Grenada Police Force. They said the negotiations process as outlined unfolds in distinct stages, from allowance negotiations to the ongoing pay scale negotiations, with retroactive negotiations on the horizon. Yeah, and eventually recommendation negotiations. Notably, the government's negotiation team advised the Royal Grenada Police Force negotiating team of a new policy that seeks to forego payment of Part 3 retroactive. So the officers, like the officer that called a while ago, had nothing to get. Nothing. So those who retire and leave before, they had nothing to get. We have a caller online. Let's go to the phone line. Hello, good night.
Good night, my friend.
Hey, how you doing, sir?
It's ironic that I called. A gentleman just called, the last caller here, where he say folks from NBC calling him, in concern to what they would have come. I've had the same conversation just like about 10 minutes ago, where a member of the after them NBC member called and like, but why NNP do so? It's like they can't take it to their party, right? They can't take it to their party members or their affiliates or whatever. So now they see what's going wrong, but they want to interject from their opinion how NNP could counteract what's going on. That's all I'm saying. I just got out. I want to hear. I couldn't use this, but because I had a whole 45-minute conversation with three individuals. They based in Grenada. They call me on WhatsApp, or we on WhatsApp, and these are the same, things they're talking about. We just have an engaged conversation, political, whatever, what's going on in the country and whatever. And two of them is the same thing, from Parliament, until currently what gentleman talking, what you talking about, and with the hurricane and all that. It's like, why NNP do this or why NNP? Because they figure their party not doing it or refuses to do it, and they know it is in dire need for the country and the citizens of the country. So now they're hoping that the NNP contingent of the NNP party will step up and do it on behalf. And as I was telling, but NNP is not in power. NNP only could do things, the NNP party could only do things as how they did the bathroom and toilet, they do the hot meals and so forth and so forth. But bro, trying time. All I gotta say.
Very interesting.
Trying time.
All right, my brother.
Trying time. You're good?
Yeah, man, for the time being.
Hey, don't let it just be for the time being, but let it be for all times to be.
Yeah, man.
Time.
One day at a time.
All
right, bro.
One day at a time. Yes.
Yes, indeed. 4407377, and I think we have another caller online. Let's go to the phone line. Hello, good night.
Good night. How you doing, mate? You right?
Fadu.
Yeah, we're going Fadu. I know we on some other things there, but I need to get back to that yellow house, bro. So you're going. Based on what I'm seeing in the schematics, the model, right? They use some pile pier. Sorry, using pier foundations, right?
You're referring to the house design that
the proposed. Right. So he said he's building a model. So why taking the time to build models when people actually need living, like dwelling situations? That's a crazy thing for me. Secondly, because it's already approved. It's not like the people have to approve it in it. So why waste time and resources building a model so that people could view when, you could have a working functioning something that people could use. He said that, okay, he had an engineer with him Well, I have a little knowledge about building technology and drafting. Load bearing pressure, from what I'm seeing, I don't think that could be executed to the degree that them saying. On top of that, the land, well, I guess they have somebody that claimed the land or test the land to see how much load bearing pressure you could take. But he's saying still now, almost like a modular frame, you could revamp the house from board, into concrete. Later on, or further down the road. It's like a crazy notion. And for the total, people are just getting out with an upgraded boathouse, and it's not even like an upgraded boathouse. It's more like a upgraded structure. That's what he's saying. That makes no sense to me. Let's put back some Janet house, huh?
You just said something, and that is so important. When you speak about the load of the house itself, and I hope people understand kind of where we're going with that. Now, if you're going to build that house and you build it in an area where the soil cannot take, and you're going to turn from wood to concrete, you're going to end up with it sinking into the soil.
Check.
You're going to end up with it sinking into the soil. And we've had several places in Grenada we know of where either the land does move or people build without doing the proper tests and so on, and the house either end up splitting in two. We know of some that collapse, some that split in two, all sorts of things that's happened. So yes, you made a valuable point.
I don't get how it is, as I said before. If it is like, let's say I have to go to a financial institute to get a loan, I have to have a business plan. And the business plan have to accommodate the fact that, let's say, a bad economy, if there was something that came that would disrupt I'm supposed to make preparations for that. So far, I'm hearing a lot of these things of grants and donations and all that. What exactly is the government doing? Like, where is their money that they put aside to help or deal with what's going on? How is it that everything that's rated as a plus comes from a grant or somebody giving something? I don't catch that.
And because this government is saying that they have been managing financially very well. Now they're also saying that, and you have to listen to them carefully, they're saying that they need over 500 million, close to $500 million to do what needs to be done in Carriacou and the northern parts of Grenada, etc., due to burial. And they're saying they're not going to borrow to do that. They're saying they haven't borrowed, and they're giving the impression, well, we don't need to borrow. So I'm very interested in seeing where the money coming from.
But I heard a report recently, or a statement recently, where an individual, I wouldn't be wrong, but the individual was more or less saying to not take a loan, they have to take a loan. I don't know if you paid attention to that. You might need to check out some of them other platforms, yeah?
I might have to check that out. I have to check that out.
But more or less is that what he said. It's like, we don't want to take a loan, and we want to clear this off, or we've been clearing it off, but at the same time, we have to take one to not take one. Tongue twisters to me, brain teasers from. So, again, and last, let me say this. To the individuals in Grenada, that family made proper choices, right? In terms of education, in terms of saving, in terms of not doing all kind of crazy stuff and looking towards the future, these individuals might be in a good place or a better place to not complain, right? Chances are they have a little learned information, so they might consider themselves a little more cultured. So what they're dealing with is not what the rootsman, and just as I know seteg, I know caviar just the same. You see, man?
Yeah, man.
So it's a different kind of match when I process the information that's going on. Like, some people definitely would not complain or have a reason to it, because like they kick back on the ends, they're comfortable from. Even if like the government don't provide this or something local providers, they have it in their pantry. Yeah? You have individuals out there that actually have to go on the block just to get some food. If the block can cook, they can't eat. Yeah. There are individuals like that.
And young fellas, huh?
So
young fellas.
Come on, man.
Yeah.
Excuse me, sorry about that. I heard one of the ministers saying like, okay, his team for the housing project thing is that like some people gonna do the electronics part of it, part of it, sorry. Someone's gonna do the painting, some gonna do like the construction stuff. No, granted, you say you have a team and you want to employ different or spread the money around. However, we have a analytical problem or technical problem where that everybody mightn't be proficient in reading plans or going over the material. So if it is that you're bringing in different teams at different times, it's almost like you have different contractors come in and like some of them can pick up from where the other left off because nobody saw the vision. Now, if you're picking random people off that's not qualified in the situation, how does that, like, I don't understand it from. It's just very confusing to me the way none of these things is like, you've seen dots, but the dots are not adding up. So you can't see an outline of what really going on. It's just like bits and pieces that you have to put together like a jigsaw puzzle. It makes no sense. And I don't get, as I said, how is it that if I need to get any credit from the system, I actually have to provide things based on what the system tell me to provide. Like I will have to do a business plan. How is it that these people are doing guesswork? Like, okay, trial and error. We do this, that didn't work that way, so we could try it that way. How? I don't understand how is that is valid and nobody's talking about these things. Like, man, listen, I'm talking to you right now and I can't get pissed. I get perturbed with this right now. I'm going to take him a look at one, yeah?
We go pick up. I hear she in the background calling daddy.
Yeah, more time. Yeah,
we go pick up. Yes, man. Yes, indeed. I'm a good friend, Fadu. And he's giving you things from a perspective that a lot of people don't look at it from. Yeah, is a guy that, and, you know, I'll leave it there. He's giving you from a perspective that a lot of people don't look at things from. 440-7377-347. 329-3101. Let me see if we could get this thing working again here.
I'm the president expressing what they say and their concern. Many times you see the Ministry of Education is bypassing and they're not coming to the teachers because the teachers basically are the ones who are to implement. So the meeting that we have was a very successful one. We gave them a chance to speak and teachers spoke frankly. One of the problems that they
Yeah, that one was on the live itself. That wasn't from us.
They are very anxious. They're going through so much problems. And so as a result of that, they have some difficulty in terms of they don't know when school might be reopened. And so they're asking for psychosocial support, the counseling. This is one thing, not only for them, but for the students, because they recognize the students are experiencing or have experienced Hurricane Beryl also. And so they want counseling and psychosocial support from the union, from the Ministry of Education, and others to adequately prepare the students for back to school. And in addition to that, the water problem. So the teachers are saying, if you're going to reopen school at any time, what about the water problem? There's a shortage of water in school throughout the entire island. How are you going to flush toilet? How are you going to do a lot of the things? You're cooking. If something happened, what to take place in the entire cleaning of school? So water is a very, very important component for the reopening of school. And yes, there might be water in Carriacou, but there is still a shortfall. And how do you deal with that? So guidance and counseling, you have the water problem. Then they talk about the garbage. Right? If you want to recognize also, yes, the government and other private entities, you want to all the galvanize and all the trees and the debris, waste materials and such that pile up from scatter all over the place from Hurricane Beryl. The government or Ministry of Education or other persons, they have done probably a wonderful job in collecting those things from the streets and from all over the place. But if you observe where they store it, and probably there is a reason for that, because probably they don't have adequate facilities and place to store the thing. So they store those stuff in the playing field, playing ground, but the playing field is close to almost all the schools. And so how do you reopen school now? Because health and safety is a very important component also in the workplace. And so you see a hazard there because all this garbage, all this stuff are right in the playground, close to schools. Children, if school reopened, children might be running across this place with nails, with different things, with galvanized sharp objects, and you could get caught. The same thing for the teachers too. But not only that, infestations of rodents. So I don't know what could happen, what plan the government, what plan the Ministry of Carriacou and Diplomatic Affairs they have, or the Ministry of Education to move this garbage and such, and all those things that are compiled in plain field right across Carriacou and Diplomatic, close to schools, what plans they have to get rid of it, because it's a health and safety matter for the European schools, and teachers express concerns for that. Teachers also express concerns about the transportation. So they are saying that the hurricane are almost damaged. They have the buses and other transportation and such. So how especially if you have schools that are down. And let's say you have a few schools in operation in Hillsborough, how basically the teachers and students get from one point to the next. So the Ministry of Education, Government of Grenada, Carriacou and Martinique Affairs and such have to look at that problem, which transportation. And a concern was raised about Dover Government School. The teachers are very, very much concerned.
Yes, indeed. The teachers are very, very much concerned because the school don't exist again. Yes, indeed. 44073773473293101. So you're hearing the union boss there. That's the boss of the teachers union speaking out about some of the issues, because the teachers and them, they start to talk about the issues. They're complaining about different things. Let me hear some of what the public workers union boss had to say.
Understood. Because, for example, within our bargaining unit, we have some unestablished workers that will have to, based on their proposal, fall to pension reform. At least 981 members, right? And those 981 members, their average salary is about $1,500. So imagine you have to, apart from the cost of living, NIS increases and so forth, now have to pay 3% of your salary. So that's disposable income gone. So in Turks and Caicos, they are aware of these things, and they did a across the board pay and grade review for all who will be affected, not just for the lower end unestablished workers as what I'm speaking about. So we wrote and spoke to the authorities and said, please consider this before this rapid implementation on October 1st, devoid of consultation, right? In the same document, we saw, to our surprise, that the retirement age is 65 in the public service. Now, let me be clear on this. The National Insurance Scheme new retirement age is heading fastly to 65. I think it's 62 now. Am I correct? I stand to be corrected on that figure. But ultimately, it is going to be 65 based on the law. Now, I want to make it clear. In the public service, the age of retirement is 60 based on Cap 233, which is the Pension Act. In fact, based on certain circumstances, one can retire at 55 once you meet certain, you meet certain conditions, right? You can retire at 55. So as early as 55, as late as 60. There was no, I don't know if they reached out to Mr. David. Did they reach out to you? Right. There was no consultation with our organization about this, with our executive about this.
So you all recognize there's a constant trend that's flowing through what the unions are saying. No consultation. No consultation is taking place with the unions here in Grenada. So you have things that are being put in place that are directly going to affect the workers of Grenada by the NDC administration, yet still, they are not discussing with the unions that represent those workers. So be it the teachers union who are to be complaining, or the public workers union president who are to be complaining. But my problem is that had this been done under a new National Party administration, there would be placards in St. George's tomorrow. There would have been red armbands being worn. There would have been people with placards stand up in front of the ministerial complex. But yet still, when May the 1st comes about again, Judas Jude and crew are still going to go and walk with placard to attack the new National Party. One thing, they can't say the NNP didn't used to speak with them. They cannot say that the NNP didn't used to engage with them. But yet still, the party that used to engage with you, that used to speak with you, that used to go and say, listen, we go in and do that. Sometime you vex, you decide you're going and protest to try and stop it. The same new National Party administration was the ones that certain union leaders encouraged their union members to vote out. And now we hearing the complaints that, oh, no, the NDC administration is not meeting with us and they're not discussing things, and they're just doing things, and they're not meeting with us and so on. All you ever hear the song, you get the government you deserve? But anyway, 440-737-7347-329. I think I missed 2 calls there. 347-329-3101. Those are the numbers for you to call and get onto the inside. No, you all were warned. You all were told that. You all were warned. You all were told this sort of thing would happen. Yeah, and I'm not the type of person that will say good for you. But you all were warned. You all were told that this sort of thing would happen, that this administration would, and I'm just trying to get, let me just get one more here before I go back. Not yet, right? Before I go back to the phone line, let me just get one particular quote here. Yeah, let me just get one particular quote here. Nice. Yeah, let me see. Right. So let me just get one particular quote here.
Is happening. There are some good things that is happening in education. There are some wonderful things that this administration are doing, and we give them praise for that. And the nation know that I don't hesitate in giving praise to the government when they do well and they do good. But also when foolishness takes place, I don't hesitate to come out and say. And what is happening now? It makes the previous Minister of Education, in my opinion, looks like a queen.
I think I hear you there.
I don't hesitate to come out and say. And what is happening now? It makes the previous Minister of Education, in my opinion, looks like a queen. And we give them praise for that. And the nation know that I don't hesitate in giving praise to the government when they do well and they do good. But also, when foolishness takes place, I don't hesitate to come out and say. And what is happening now? It makes the previous Minister of Education, in my opinion, looks like a queen.
Because at least the Honorable Emlyn Pear used to engage the unions. So when was COVID and you had this, they engaged the unions had a say in everything that was taking place. Yet still, it was the same Emlyn Pear and New National Party administration they used to go and protest against. And you all can't say, because it was openly said during your presentations. Let's go to the phone line. I'll come back to that point. Let me just make a note of it. Hello, good evening.
Good night, Mr. Scott. How are you doing?
Hey, I'm good. How are you doing?
Not too bad. Mr. Scott.
Yes, sir.
All what you, Mr. Brian Grimes, is talking about tonight. Didn't you say that the Prime Minister didn't care about the union? And what you said is coming to pass. You see coming to pass?
My concerned view has been that the intention of this NDC administration is to destroy all unions. I hold firm to that. It is
happening now, because how could you tell me you're the Prime Minister of this country? You're making decision. The union is with you. They're supporting you all the way. And you're making decision, and they're not part of the decision. So the motive is to destroy unions. But as a listening by the saying in America, union build the middle class. Build America. And union, and we people what build in union. And union still sometimes just fight against us. What are they doing right now? They don't want to, I don't know. They're speaking out because pressure. If I boss, what are flowing by them much? Because a lot of people lost their job. A lot of people home. Look what you're doing to the people now. And yet now you still want to go against the union. When Dr. Mitchell said in Parliament, the water problem, the man should make an apology to them about what he's saying about the teachers. They say, oh, how kind of thing. Watch it. Keep talking about the same the water problem in Carriacou. That's going to have a good night.
Thank you very much.
But your word does come to pass.
Good.
Don't worry. We watch me. We're not prophets, but we prophesy. We're not prophets, but we prophesy because we know what they are doing is wrong. Have a good night.
All right, thank you. I've said it before and I'll say it again. This government, their intention is to destroy trade unions. And for some reason, people involved in trade unionism think that this government so like them. But let me challenge them on something. Call a strike. You all can't even call a strike. Because you all have lost the power to be able to call a strike. Right now is Deacon and the teachers. Right now is Deacon and the public servants. They ain't have no use for the union as far as they're concerned. The union means nothing to them. So no union can come and tell them strike against the Deacon. And that plan started during the campaign, continued to be rolled out. The first thing they start to do is drop thing on them civil servants and people without any consultation with the unions. Yeah?
Supposed to be discussed. And we see a trend happening here with this. And I must confess that I did not take it on too seriously when the trend started to develop. So, for example, the government on its own decided, hey, we're going to give nurses $500 without coming through the legal bargaining agent, which is the Public Workers Union. I said I'm happy for the members. Even though my other counterparts said to me, Brother Grimes, this is not the proper way, I did not make a fuss about it. I thought it was a one-off situation. But we have seen an inch has been taken a yard, and it's a mile now at this point in time, and it's going on and on, whereby they are basically leapfrogging the legal process of engaging the Grenada Public Workers Union on matters related to its workers, right? So this is fundamentally wrong. Yes.
And I've been saying that that is what is taking place. They have basically neutered the unions. Can't call no strike on them now. You can't. Because any benefit that they are able to say that they have achieved between June 2022 and now, the Prime Minister and his administration have made sure that they believe the union had nothing to do with that. That is us because we like all you and we give all of that. So you think these same people going on strike again? Call a strike and you go see. Try it. Your busman was planning thing. Next thing you hear, the National Bus Association, another set of them again that don't realize that the Prime Minister and the NDC are the head tie up. You know? Another group again that don't realize that they head tie. And they realize that this government is a union busting, not bus, busting administration. They ain't like unions. They want to have nothing to do. Listen, you just have to look at the history, the historical context of what the Prime Minister was doing before. Ask yourself about that worker down at Coconut Beach, Miss Williams. Go research that case and find out who was the lawyer on behalf of the company that did what was did to that woman. Ask about the workers who had this St. George's University and what happened to them during the time of COVID and who was the lawyer. Ask yourself the same with various Grenlec workers who found themselves on the wrong side of the company. Ask who was the lawyer that was dealing with them. Ask the same for some of the other hotels on the island and so. So you think that a person has been working their whole life, basically, they've been working against workers and against unions, all of a sudden love unions? Yeah, joke. Yeah. But I the one you. Anyhow, 440. Oops, sorry about that. Those of you trying to get through on the local line. My mistake. Yeah, I the one all you. Yeah. Look what's going on with the police officers. We can't forget what is taking place with the police officers, you know. Because this basically means that those officers who retired, who supposed to benefit from the pay and grade, now they're trying to duck out it and to say, we're not discussing retroactive. All ain't discussing retroactive? All right. We have a call online.
Good night, Mr. Scott, and how are you?
Carriacou.
Good night to that Carriacou and Petit Matnik.
Oh, yes, gosh. How you make it to Darien? How you make it to Darien, girl?
Oh, God. Mr. Scott, I get nearly 3/4 of a barrel of water upstairs. And don't talk about downstairs, water coming down the step. It's terrible. And the only safe place of that is my bedroom. It's dry there. Oh, but apart from that, it's wet. But the rain is stopped now, so that's all right. But I'm calling because I got a burning issue in my heart. And I can't believe that is happening to us in Carriacou. And what Pastor Lewis was saying, he spoke the truth. Mr. Scott, we have real thieves in Carriacou. The government created this poverty in Carriacou by not helping the Carriacou people. So they're suffering under tent when the rain is coming. So, Mr. Scott, they thieving, as he said, what Pastor Lewis said, they thieving people material. Friday night, we was in bed sleeping, and I have a young puppy. The puppy is 5 months old, but the puppy is backing. The puppy make us know when anybody comes to the gate, the puppy will back. It's a small little thing, but he's backing. So Friday night, we was in bed, and the puppy was backing. But we didn't take any notice because we got nothing here. Our window is broken. Our back door is broken. Everything, because of the hurricane. So we continue, we stay in our bed. And then the next morning when I got up, the puppy looked sick. Do you know, Mr. Scott, they poisoned the puppy because they saw a lorry load, a truckload of material going to a house, the house behind our house. There is a house that is roof that is gone. It's right behind our house. So the material, the truck went there. So as far as they're concerned, the truck was coming to us. So they come to see if they could steal the material. And people told me they saw them, that they're driving their vehicle in the night without no light, a scooter at the front, and the vehicle that have the material is at the back. So they're taking the people material. It is not right. People are suffering. We can't get the money to put back our roof so easily. And the people who haven't got, and they try to get the material. And what they do, the Carriacou people, they come in and they're taking the material. They come in and view what to have because they come prepared. If they didn't come prepared, they don't walk with poison to poison dogs. It's a little puppy. Why poison the little puppy? Right? So what they're doing is wrong. So I want them to refrain from doing this. They're digging a deep hole and burying us. The government already burying us. What is donated for the Carriacou people, the Carriacou people is not getting it. They have plenty money. And Andy already said it. Plenty money. Now they come and they see Carriacou people. Yes, we have houses. But as far as they're concerned, the government concerned, we should go back down in poverty. I don't know where he come from. Because the people, everybody you meet, they're crying. Now they're fighting to go and buy material. They're afraid thieves will come in the night and take it. The same Carriacou people. So they are real thieves in Carriacou. They're not only, and Dagma is another case as well.
But the thing is this, it's a very un-Carriacou behavior. That is not Carriacou people. You don't have this kind of thing taking place in Carriacou usually. And so you can tell that societally, the hurricane has forced a societal change in the behavior of Carriacou people because this is not Carriacou people behavior.
Well,
you don't hear about that kind of thing in Carriacou?
Well, it's not, because what happened, the people get in a situation, whether they're not Carriacou people, but they're here, and only to talk about them.
Desperate
but at the end of the day, they're in a situation, when they look right, they look left, they can't see no way out. So the only thing they can do is to go and take other people's material and put you in more mess, more jeopardy than where you come from, right? So it's very, very difficult for us here. Like, we want to get material, but we're scared. People scared. Some people say they're going to bed with one eye open. One eye open because they're afraid when they get the material for the house, the people will come and take it. Right?
And God forbid what can happen there now. Because if somebody ends up challenging somebody in the dark now that come to take the material,
Amen. I'm ready for them.
You know what could happen, because it's either one go down or the other one go down. And we hope in these kind of situations don't come about. But there is a level of desperation for my people, my Carriacou people, to get to that stage. We don't hear about those things, and that's not in the nature of Carriacou people.
Mr.
And for
Scott,
that to be taking place,
story too. I could tell another story. I'm not calling him. The gentleman, he went and get material. He get all his material for his house, and he took it and he put it in another house at the bottom of it. And what happened? By the time he went up to the top of the road to visit a friend, the material gone.
Wait, that quickly?
Yes, during daylight.
What?
Bright
During
daylight, the
daytime?
material gone. I'm telling you, it's not easy. This is what poverty does to people. So when you are in government, you have to make sure you lift up your people so they don't get down to that stage. So right now, the people haven't got no job. There's not much. There's only a few supermarkets open here. You can't get what you want in Carriacou. You can't get vegetables. I know it's hard times. We expected that, but we're down in the gutter already. So now, by they doing that to us now, they're sinking us more in the gutter. And the government have the means and the know-how how to uplift the people in Carriacou, and they are not doing it. They put in stipulation. You go to the bank, ask for money. What about the people who is elderly? Also the people who is over 60. The bank don't want to see them. What about the young people just trying to make ends meet? The bank don't want to see them. They haven't got nothing. They say they haven't got no collateral. So you, the government, have the means. Don't make it so hard for us. You put in a yoke on our shoulder. We cannot carry the yoke. It is too heavy. So what to create in Carriacou? Poverty, as I said. The people going down. Now, Monday school open, there is no school. The people, some of the people, they're still in the school. They're giving them notice to leave the school because they have to shelter in the school. They're in the stadium still. They want to build some houses for them by the dumpster. By the dumpster, you can't do that. When you dump in rubbish, it's rubbish. You cannot put people there because when the sun gets very hot, it will be stink because the flies just come right in our house. So it gets very, very bad during this very hot, sunny weather. When you see the dry season take place, you cannot stay here. All 6 roads full of flies. So you cannot take people and put in there. It is not right. So why don't you come and live there? What about the Chinese house? What is there available for the people in Carriacou? You don't give nobody the Chinese house. It take the people to put there. The volunteer workers is staying in the Chinese house. These are volunteer workers. They come with a tent. Even the people they used to tell me, they came with a tent and they could sleep outside. They could rough it. We have a shockwave. We're going through a disaster. When we wake up in the morning, what we had, we haven't got it. And that happened during the day. We haven't got it anymore. It's all gone. Even the animals come looking for shelter and they were shaking. So what about us human beings? So why the government have to do that to we the people in Carriacou? We're not taking that. So Andy and the minister for Carriacou and Petit Martinique, they better get the act right. They better get it together because we are not joking. We are not joking at all. What they're doing there is wrong. Causing the people to do wrong things in Carriacou, that is unbelievable. So, Mr. Prime Minister, you better come to Carriacou. Instead of holding meeting and talking rubbish in people's head, right? You better come and talk to the people and help the people in Carriacou and put them on the right road because right now they're going on the wrong way. Mr. Scott, have a lovely night. And Grenada and Carriacou people have a good night. God
Thank
bless
you so very much, my dear.
Yes, bye-bye.
Yes, indeed. There's the voice of the people of Carriacou. Yeah? Yeah, nobody could say it better than them because it's them that going through it. All right? Yeah, let's get another caller on the line. Hello, good night.
Yes, good afternoon and happy to join your program today.
Hey, how you doing, sir?
Great, man.
Yeah, go right ahead.
I think what is going on here is very sad and very unfortunate. But we have to remember, when a people's survival is threatened, the moral code of ethics deteriorate. And you could have nice, friendly, quiet people, and they could change because it become a question of survival. The government have 100 housing units in Carriacou that was built for people in the lower income group. The government get over $100 million. It's only 2 parishes that has been seriously damaged, and Carriacou has been, the housing stock has been affected more. We don't have a problem or shortage of lumber in Grenada. So as a result of that, the government could have put a call on Grenadians to hold up on somebody purchases and let the Carriacouians get it. The government could have called back retired police and used the police that has been recently trained to strengthen the arm in Carriacou. The government could have, the trade union sell out these workers. The trade union shut them out. You have a disaster of that magnitude. And schools have not reopened. I listen to the union. Every time I listen to this individual, it sounds more stupid. Because if the government don't know what to do, the teachers should have set up a think tank and come up with a working proposal and say, you don't know what to do this. So what is going on is sad. We're going to continue to cause our people to end up in violence. The very social fabric of our society is at stake. Our old grandparents said, after Hurricane Janet, girls turn women and boys turn man. Every elderly person I heard say that, and I heard a lot of them, they said it with a very sad face. Girls turn women and boys turn man. 2 months after a disaster, principally people, houses, their roof has been damaged. We have 100 housing units in Carriacou that is not being used, and we want to offer people to live in tents. This is so sad. The Bar Association, the best legal minds in our country, shut them out. The civic groups hush them out. And some of the radicalized NDC members, they're saying let them starve. It is an extremely sad turn for a small country like ours. I hear people say they don't sorry. I am extremely sorry. Because the consequences could be devastating for a country like Grenada. I plead with the trade union leaders to set up a think tank and come up with answers in a matter of days to help the government. This government is recklessly incompetent. They don't know what to do. They genuinely don't know what to do. Could you imagine? Government put $15 million in the hands of MIT rather than the Ministry of Housing. A new body they set up with a bunch of people that don't have the inexperience, themselves are incompetent. They were set up for political mischief. You take $15 million and put it in their hand rather than the Ministry of Housing and the Ministry of Communication. And the minister turned the engineer. Now, this is sad, laughable story. But the consequences...
Mr. Pierre, as you mentioned that, let me just pull something up on the screen and we'll talk through it while I do it. I don't want you to lose that point you just made about $15 million that was placed under the MIT ministry. Now it says on the document itself that they have $15 million for the reconstruction of approximately 200 houses on the mainland Grenada in the parishes of St. Mark and St. Patrick at $50,000 per home. So that's 200 homes, right? Multiplied by 50,000, right? But that only comes up to 10 million. So where the other 5 million going?
And that is to tell you how incompetent these individuals are. Simple mathematics they don't know how to do. You know, these things are so sad, but what is even worse is all these individuals who used to be authority on accountability and morality, hush them out. And I want to remind Grenadians that when Derek Walcott came in Grenada, the St. Lucian writer, he was taken aback of how marked the class structure is. take that into consideration. Because if these things continue, we're going to destroy the social fabric. You're going to have violence because people's survival is threatened. No sympathy is shown by the government, and the government radicalized individuals seems to be enjoying it. My brother, thank you. We have to continue speaking, and I hear some people say nobody is speaking. That is not true. A lot of people is speaking, and I think people should continue. And I want to encourage the trade union leaders. The trade union leaders is one of the biggest letdown in history. Never in the history of Grenada we have had trade union leaders that sell out as this group. I want to beg them to wake up. TUC should call an emergency meeting, establish a think tank, and make recommendation to arrest the problem. Could you imagine the union show no concern about the reopening of school? And that is the depth of the abyss that we're sliding away fast. Thank you, brother.
Thank you so very much. And folks asking what happened to the program today.
Today we had a very personal emergency.
Okay.
But I'll be back tomorrow.
Tomorrow. All right.
Yeah.
Great, sir. So we're looking forward. All right. Yes, indeed. That's Mr. Pierre himself. Yes, indeed. So he'll be on tomorrow. Don't miss Mr. Pierre program. Make sure you tune in Real FM and get Mr. Pierre program tomorrow. Each and every day. Except on Fridays, but on Fridays he does be on with Carl and so in the morning. So he does be on Fridays as well. All right. Yes. 440-737-734-732-9310. We could probably take a quick one. But yeah, folks, yeah. So I know $5 million is ghost money there. I don't know what's going on with the $5 million there, because if you have $15 million to do a job that just costs $10 million, where the other $5 million going? It's $15 million, and you know what ministry that's under? Let me show you what ministry that under. That under the Ministry of Mobilization, Implementation, and Transformation. That is handy ministry, right? Yeah, that is handy ministry. So here, 15 million. I folks at the Ministry of Finance, I'll double check that, or that document went somewhere else after it come out from Bar. I feel that document went somewhere, because knowing those of you in the Ministry of Finance, I know it's have a lot of competent people who could do a good job inside the Ministry of Finance. So I don't expect a simple thing like that a primary school child will pick up, because they know, let me do it again, right? So let me clear that. Nice, right? So 200 homes, right? At 50,000 each, 10 million, not 15, but it's 15 million they had there, ain't it? There's 15 million they say here, and they say for what? Reconstruction of approximately 200 homes on mainland Grenada in the parishes of St. Mark and St. Patrick, $50,000 per home, right? Yeah, that maths a Matson. Right now, that maths, it a Matson. So with the additional, where or who the additional $5 million going to? You know, some fellas hands be sticky. Yeah, you can say all you want about me now. They are sticky. All your hand like all your hand in a jar, honey. He's sticky. Hey, what? Yeah, boy. They act like that. Keep it permanently in jars of honey. It's sticky. 440-737-734-732-93-101. Yes, indeed, folks. Yeah, you got, as I say, if you're calling, you have to call. No, oh, dear. The WhatsApp on thing. But let's see. Yeah. The next 5 million. We want to know what's going on with the next 5 million. That is a question we want to know. The additional 5 million that is there, is budgeted for there, but you're not saying how it's going to be spent. We want to know how the additional 5 million going, right? Nice, right? We want to know. And again, we want to find out what's going on, because we know when it came to the new National Party administration, busmen would strike. But right now, you have heard from the Prime Minister of this country that they intend to bring in various electric vehicles, buses, to start to run a school program, a school bus program, which is going to chomp out a significant portion of the money that you, the bus drivers, making. If it was the new National Party tried to do that, you would have been hearing all kind of talk. You would have been hearing strike. You would have been hearing this, doing running today, Also, you'll be hearing all kind of thing. Because here they want to start it on the Grenada route. That's the route they want to start with first with those electric buses. But I'll tell you something. Electric buses are one of the worst investments you could make right now. One of the largest rental companies, not budget, one of the largest ones that you just usually get on the airport in the States and so, they actually bought a couple 100,000 of these electric vehicles and had to sell it because they realized that just to take care of it, in other words, just to do the mechanical work that had to be done on it, the costing to do that, they could have bought about 3 or 4 vehicles with that after a year. So they just get rid of most of the vehicles and done. Yeah, this is going to be our final caller tonight. Hello, good night.
Yes, Brother Sheldon, good evening, sir.
Good evening.
Listen, this government, they could lie so much and trick people. They don't even know how the money would be spent because they don't have a plan first to start with. You know, I remember in the school days, you tell a girl you have $20 and they fall in love with you for that. That's exactly what's going on with this government. They lie, and they lie about money, lie about material, lie about things that people would fall for it and get into the trick. You know what? These union leaders need to go kneel or stoop or bend before Comrade Senator Humphrey. You know, they really need to take a page from Senator Humphrey. This man had no color, no political affiliation. We're coming to the workers of this country. It's a shame on these unions and them. It's a shame. I'm not singling out any of them. I mean, my comrade, my brother here, Andrew Lewis, you know, enough respect to your brother, but you all need to call them out more. Don't stand on any political side. Deal with them. All right? Time is against us. Good night.
All right, my brother. Thank you. Yes, indeed. Well, no, I can't call the number out again. Nah? Yeah, time kind of up on us tonight. Unions, we hear you. Some of you who were blinded, you have now regained your sight. You can now see. A miracle has taken place. So you can now see. But in some instances, it is too late for you all. Try and call a strike and see where you get. Try it. Because as far as the workers are concerned who are under your charge, every benefit they have received thus far has come from Deacon. They ain't come from all you. They didn't find, that's why they've been circumventing you all and going directly to the workers because they wanted to weaken you all. And they have been successful in doing it. That's why you all can't call a strike. That's why you can't call a strike. They have been very successful in doing that to you. And to the bus owners, nobody ain't telling all this strike because bus are taken. I need bus too, so I will tell all this strike. No. But just remember that what the government is attempting to do is pilot something that they're going to start island-wide. So all little money that you all make from the school children, I would think that the way to approach this would be to engage you all and try to work along with you all to provide the service, not to forget you all and come and try to put in a service on their own, which is what they're doing. Forget you all. We're going to do our own service. We don't need all you. We're going to do our own service and cut out the income that you all receive from that. Because obviously it's not going to be a situation, I believe, where children are going to have to be paying any money or anything. You just flash your card and you board the bus and you go to where you have to go and so. Yeah? So, if you all want to stay there and let that happen to all you, you're going to end up like the unions, neutered. Research the word, neutered. Yeah? Without any cowardice. That is exactly what is going to happen to you all if you all don't take a stand on the particular issue. And I ain't saying this because of any politics. As I said, I use the buses. Those of you in the South know it. I use the buses every single day. It's bus I does take. Yeah? So it's an inconvenience to me. But I understand what they're trying to do to your small business. Yeah, we're talking about building business, and that's what we want to do to small business in Grenada. Folks, that's all the time we have for Talking Points tonight. It's been wonderful being here. In everything you say and do it safe and secure. I want to be speaking to and with you and not about you. And we definitely on tomorrow night, God's willing, with more Talking Points for you. Love each and every one of you. Remember to like and share the program just before you leave.